Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. For today's video, I thought I would share with you my best perfume finds of 2022. Now, all of these perfumes didn't come out in 2022. I feel like that would be kind of difficult. I definitely tried a lot of stuff that came out this year, but I don't have a ton of stuff that's like really favorites that came out this year. Anyway, I thought I would instead collect all of the perfumes that I tried this year for the first time. So they reached my nose. I got to discover them this year, even if they didn't come out this year. So I have 10 perfumes to talk about, and I have one honorable mention as well. So let's just get into it without further ado. First, I'm going to talk about NISHANE's 100 Silent Ways. This is one that as soon as I smelled it, I loved it. I had heard about it and knew I wanted to smell it from YouTube, just different people talking. I had heard people kind of say that it reminds them of Baccarat, and literally if anyone says it about any perfume, I want to smell it. I want to know if I agree, and I just love Baccarat so much, so I'm I want to know what's out there. So I was in San Francisco when I smelled this actually, and finally, got to get my nose on it, and it was immediately oh, I love that. I couldn't tell what I was smelling, and that was probably partially because I was smelling a lot of stuff that day, but I also feel like this perfume, to me, I can smell some things. I know there's white florals in here, there's tuberose in the top, there's some gardenia, and I do think you smell those, which is kind of odd for me to like this perfume, but there's also this fruity peach note, and to me, really, as much as I can get some of that stuff, and when I read the notes, it makes sense. I would say overall, this just is this sweet, girly, almost creamy scent. It doesn't have something super lactonic going on, especially compared to things I do like out there, but there is something just delicious and girly about it in a way that I'm not normally drawn to, but I love this perfume. I absolutely love it. This is one I really like to wear in spring and summer. I haven't really been wearing it, in the fall time or the colder months, but I think it's a really nice one for warmer weather. I do think this one leans a little bit more feminine, again, girly. I say this all the time, anyone can wear any perfume, but just to kind of give you an idea of the profile of it, but it is so good, and this is showing me that I do have room to like things with white florals in it, like strong gardenia, strong tuberose, if they're done obviously in a way that I like, but I feel like this kind of opened me up to enjoying things like that a little bit more this year, and I feel like, before then I was not into that, so that's kind of interesting, but absolutely love this, and I think it's a pretty easy one that a lot of people could like if you are getting into niche perfumes. This is one to definitely try. I think it is a crowd pleaser, and there's a reason why it's so hyped up. The next perfume I want to talk about, which this is in no particular order, but this is JUSBOX Cheeky Smile. I love this. I found this through the notes, so I was looking at perfumes that had ISOE Super in it because I love Molecule 01, and I'm always interested in trying anything with that note in it. So I saw this, it was tons of ambery notes, and it seemed just right up my alley. So I got a sample from Twisted Lily, I bought it myself, and I was immediately, again, as soon as I sprayed the sample, I used that whole sample up. I loved it. I knew I had to have this bottle. So to me, one of the reasons I love it is this comes off a little toasty. I've talked about how I like ambers that I just have no other way of describing what I'm smelling besides it smells a little toasted. It's not quite burnt, but it's just a little, yeah, toasted to me. And I love when ambers smell like that, and that's what this is like. It also sweetens up on my skin as I wear it. This, I feel does leave some sillage, but it also kind of stays in your skin. It's one of those ones that you might not smell it, but then you get a whiff of it, that whole thing. So if you're into perfumes like that, if you like amber heavy scents, I would definitely sample this. And I would say to sample because ambers, I feel just work so differently on everyone's skin. I have ambers that I really love, the Ellis Brooklyn one. I always use this as an example, but that one I think smells amazing, but on me does not smell good. As it's actually working with my chemistry, disgust. It's kind of gross. So definitely sample. Like I said, you can try this at Twisted Lily. That's how I did. I have a code if you want to use it down below. Obviously no pressure, but it made me buy this. I bought the full bottle, and I have a dent going. This is one that I feel is pretty sexy too. I love when Sam wears it. So good. I love discovering scents like this. They're kind of my first perfume love. Before I got really into perfume, these were the types of scents I would go to. Next is a perfume that I was a little wary about. I didn't think I would like this, and this is from Clean Reserve. It's the Skin scent, and I think that I confused this with their cotton scent. They have a cotton, and I just thought this was going to be super clean, super soapy, and a lot of the times those types of scents give me a headache. I just don't like them. They're too sharp on me. Bubble Bath from the Replica line is one of those that does that. It goes so sharp. At first it's yummy and coconutty, a little bit clean, but as I wear it, it's just more and more headache inducing. And so anyway, I was kind of avoiding smelling this. I just was like, that's not for me. But I got to try this out in a Sephora sampler, and it's the one I picked. It's the one I redeemed for because I liked it that much. I think what kind of saves this from going too soapy, too clean is that there's a little bit of warmth and sweetness coming in here. So it's like a musky, powdery scent, and it has some praline, it has some salt in it, has tonka, a little bit of leather. I feel like for one of those more softer skin scents, it's pretty good. And it kind of smells like Johnson & Johnson like baby shampoo, but it smells like you're actually smelling it on a baby. So again, there's like an actual warmth that's coming from it instead of it just being the actual shampoo. I love the way the sweetness is. I love a sweet gourmand scent, but I love that this one's just not too over the top. I feel like so many people could really enjoy this. It's not offensive, and I find I reach for this on days when I just don't want to be overwhelmed by a scent. Maybe I don't know what I want to wear, but I want something a little sweet, but not like too sweet. It's just so perfect. Another one that I have a bit of a dent. I feel like I have some dents going on for sure in these because these are truly some of my favorites that I've been wearing this year, but I love just how easy this one is to reach for, and I'm surprised. I'm still surprised how much I like it. I will say it can go into baby wipe territory. It can go into something like that, but I still like it. It's really good. I decided to put a couple of body mists in here because I felt like they ranked as high as some of my perfumes, so I have to mention Beach Nights, okay? I love Beach Nights from Bath & Body Works. I'll read you the notes on the back. It says toasted marshmallow, sea salt breeze, s'mores accord, beach driftwood, and creamy vanilla. This just reminds me of summer. I was spraying this everywhere. It smells like those s'mores, but because it has like the salt note and kind of the woody notes in it, I feel like it cuts it in a very interesting way. I actually used one up. Like this one's empty, and I have a backup of this as well. I love it so much. I feel like I've kind of calmed down on using it just during the colder months, but I'm telling you, I room sprayed this. I sprayed it on myself. I love layering this. One of my favorite layering combos is this and Missing Person from Fleur. Smells so good. If you have both of them, try that combo, which I've heard a lot of you guys want to know some like layering combos and how I layer. I really just mostly spray two things on, but I am gonna do a video at some point about that, so I'm working on it. But I absolutely love this, and this actually got me more into the Bath & Body Works mist because some are just okay, some I don't like, but there are a lot that are really great, especially if you like those really sweet scents. I think you can get some really good ones, and this one was such a winner. So happy about this. Like, oh, lots of memories in this one for 2022. Next, let's talk about INDULT's TIHOTA. I am obsessed with this. This is one that I didn't love initially. I would go into the scent bar here in LA. There's two, but anyway, I went in there and I was like, I love vanillas, and they were showing me different vanillas, and in the store, when I smelled this, I was like, it's fine, like it's very sweet, but I didn't get the full bodiedness of it. And I really feel like for me, where this really clicked is once I sprayed it all over myself. So from after I tested that, I got a tiny, like, I don't know, 5 ml decant from someone. And when I started using that was when I discovered, oh my gosh, this is so much better than I ever thought it was. Like, I don't know why it wasn't coming through. Again, sometimes when you're smelling a lot of other stuff, it's just hard to really tell. And I've found that I really need that cloud experience. I need it all over me, to rest on me, all that. That's where I really get either a good or bad impression and really get an idea what this perfume is, what it does for me, all of that. Anyway, TIHOTA is just like a classic vanilla. To me, this is like a really creamy, frothy vanilla ice cream. It is just dense, it is sweet, it's musky, it's just beautiful, and it's pretty simple and very sweet. So if you don't like that, you're not gonna love this. I've heard this be described as something super synthetic smelling. I've also heard people say that it's super like actual smelling. So you have to decide. I just think it's delicious. Like, I just think it's so good. Sometimes though, this can be too much. I mean, I got this year. I got this with my family at Scent Bar, and I've already gone through that much. Like, I love it. I like layering this one as well when I want to add like a really hard-hitting dose of vanilla to something. So yeah, love that. I love all of these. Okay, I have a few perfumes in like rollerballs or travel sizes, and although I don't have the full bottle, they definitely deserve to be in here. And one of those is SKYLAR Boardwalk Delight. I was so excited for this. It's like vanilla, cotton candy, coconut milk. Like, that is so exciting to me. And it is so interesting. This reminds me of like summer because it came out, I think it was like either June or July's scent club. This is a really sweet cotton candy. You definitely get that. There's some vanilla and you do get the coconut, but it also has a cleanness about it, kind of dryer sheet-esque. And when I first smelled it, I was like, okay, and I do get that, but I like it. I think the notes all work together, and I kind of like that it doesn't stay just cotton candy. I think that would be a little bit tiring on my nose. Like, I haven't quite smelled just a cotton candy scent that I absolutely love, so I kind of liked that there was something different going on in this one, and I am so excited because they are going to be releasing this as a full-size scent, and I can't wait to get that cloud of this on, because using the rollerball has not been the funnest, but I have been using it quite a bit and I love it. So this is definitely such a fun release for 2022. It'll be interesting to see what the trends are for perfumes, because I do think that perfume is just getting like bigger and bigger, and I'm so excited to see what perfumes come out this year. But this was definitely one of my favorites that actually came out in 2022. The other travel size in here is Yog Nog. I discovered this more toward the end of the year through a Lush subscription box. So glad I accidentally paid for November's box or I wouldn't have smelled this. This is so good. It is creamy and milky, but still has like this cinnamon touch. This is one that's like addictive to me. This is one that I just want to smell it. I feel like it lasts forever when I spray it on my clothes. My clothes smell like this till I wash them. I love what feels like a juxtaposition between something so creamy and yet the spiciness that's in here. And I find like as it wears, it leaves like a creamy, almost coconut smell. And it's just so good. I wish this was available all the time, but it's unfortunately not. I have picked up a few of these smaller sizes just so I have it, because I don't know, I'm like almost halfway done with this one and I just know I don't want to be without it. So I hope that Lush brings us back. I also really loved that I found a Lush like fragrance that I like. I'll go in there every now and then and smell stuff. I've been trying to smell the Vanillary, I think it is, and maybe I just really need to experience it on, but I just haven't fallen in love with anything yet. So this was like exciting to me. It's just so unabashedly eggnoggy and foodie and kind of obnoxious in a way that I really enjoy. I have 3 more proper scents to talk about next. This one is from Maya NJIE, and I picked this up because someone commented about how this was a really good pineapple scent. So I was very intrigued. I am definitely trying to expand my horizons, and especially during the summer months, I was interested in some fruity stuff, but it's kind of hard for me to find fruity stuff I really connect to. There's things that I can enjoy. I can see why other people would like it, but for me to really get down, I like it to have something woody or something else going on. And so when I got this suggestion, I was all about it. I went and got the sampler set pretty much right then and there. And this one is just so good. To me, this has a similar profile to something like Alice Brooklyn Sunfruit, but it's softer. So you get something tropical for sure, but there's a softness to it. There's also iris in here, and then there's ambergris. And I've learned that I really enjoy ambergris, but I find with ambergris, a lot of the time it'll add something like balancing to a fragrance to me, like something a little salty, something just like enough to like bring something back or make it interesting. And I just think this is a really sophisticated yet tropical and still fun fragrance. And that was what I was looking for. And I think it just does it so well. It's so classy. And with Alice Brooklyn, like drawing that comparison, I bring that one up just so you can get an idea of like where this is kind of going. But to me, that fragrance is so sharp. There's a sharpness to it, a tanginess a lot of the times that I'll talk about. And I feel like I get the fruits that are in here. I get that pineapple, but I don't get a really a sharpness, a tanginess with it. And I like that. I don't always love something so tangy, especially when it has other creamy notes in it. I don't always love that. It kind of freaks my nose out a little bit. So I just think this is done super well. And if you're looking for something fruity and tropical, but you want something that has like this elegant touch to it, I think you should try this one out. And also the last time I checked, these were on sale, I think on Net-a-Porter, because I talked about her sampler set in my gift giving guide. And when I was linking that, I saw that. So if you're looking for them, these are already like at like $140, but I think they were like at $100. So love that. Next is a perfume that I was pretty sure before I ever smelled it, I would love. This is Milky Musk from PARLE. I love a milky sandalwood note. I love it, okay? I love sandalwood. I love lactonic fragrances, and this is that perfect musky sandalwood. Like, it's creamy, yet to me, it's also very dry at the same time. I just love this. It's simple, but just easy and so, so good. I feel like as it wears, it warms up even more, and this is very, very, very similar to Juliet Has a Gun, Sunny Side Up, which you guys know I love. If you haven't checked out my video of my top 10 fragrances, fragrances. Check that out. But this is very similar to that one. I would say this one is a little drier. It's not as lactonic because there's coconut milk in that one. There's jasmine. I just feel like there's a little bit more going on if you're looking for something that has that coconuttiness and again, something a little bit more creamy. But if you don't want that, this just smells like clean yet comforting. This is the type of clean I like, okay? I love this woody note. Like, I want this in every fragrance. I love it. Even though I know, obviously I love Juliet Has a Gun, Sunny Side Up, I knew I would still get tons of use out of this, and I just got the small bottle, but still, again, dent. I still reach for it. I love it. Just definitely a profile I enjoy. So if you have more of things like this, whether it's like super simple or maybe a little more complex, but has this as a base, like please let me know. I would be so grateful. I would be so grateful. The last perfume before we get into the honorable mention, this one is from Sol de Janeiro. This is what they came out, I think, with this year, and it is very similar in a way to Baccarat. Yeah, it's definitely that vibe. I find this to be a little bit sweeter, maybe in a actual fruity way. There's something about Baccarat to me that just, it smells sweet without really smelling like sugar, but you're like, it smells so sweet though. But it kind of has a burnt sugar smell. It's just so good. I just don't find that I like can pick where that sweetness and sugariness is coming from. Whereas this, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense. This is the CHEIROSA 68, and this has notes of pink dragon fruit, lychee, jasmine, ocean air, hibiscus, sheer vanilla, and sun musk. None of the notes make you think that it would be like Baccarat. I wouldn't have tried this based off of notes, but again, I had a comment saying like, this one smells like Baccarat. So I was like, let me try that out. And again, as you can see, there is a dent. I really loved this for the summer. It just was so refreshing and so like, it just smelled good, man. And it's not overly summery smelling necessarily, but it's sweet. It has that airiness, the same kind of airiness that I get from Baccarat. So I loved this. I definitely will repurchase the big one. And I would say out of all of them, it's probably my favorite one out of all of the scents, even the most popular, like the Boom Boom Cream one. So definitely loved this body spray. Like, I brought it with me to the pool. I was, you know, taking this everywhere. All right, so that's my top 10, but I did have an honorable mention, and I only put it honorable because I haven't had it a super long time. Like, I want to have it a little bit longer before it properly, you know, came in the top 10. But that is Ariana Grande's Mod Vanilla. I have been using this so much. I feel like there's a dent in this already. I'm like, holy shit, girl, you gotta calm down. I just love this as a vanilla. There's something slightly fruity, but not anything I can like put my nose exactly on. But it's just this really nice sugary vanilla that has the tiniest bit of creaminess to it as well. I love how this is in the cloud as I put it on me. I do get some hints of that like medical note that is in cloud in here, and I like that a lot too. There's something really comforting about it. I don't think this has the best longevity, to be honest, so I do overspray, and I do spray often, which is part of the reason why I'm getting a dent already, but I genuinely really love it, and it's a great one. I love it. I'm really glad. It's probably my favorite celebrity scent that came out this year. So I really don't like the bottle, not even just because of look, but because of like practicality in spraying it. It's not a fun time spraying it, but again, the scent is so good, like obviously I keep using it. So those are my top 10 from 2022, the best finds that I smelled this year. I think it is so fun. One of the best parts of like doing a fragrance journey or getting into fragrance is smelling new smells and getting excited and having that perfume you're kind of pining over and finally getting it in your collection and being able to wear it every day you want to. Like, I love that. I can't wait to see what 2023 holds, and I would love to know what your favorite perfumes for 2022 were. What did you find this year that just kind of like took your breath away? I would love to know. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope to have a video soon. I am gonna be out of town, so hopefully I'll at least get one more in before the end of the year, but tons of videos to come. Thank you so much for everyone who's here. I'm really excited that I started this channel and that you guys are all here, and I can't wait for 2023. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.